good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while and hope you all doing well. Hope you had a great week. This is your girl, the Calabash Princess. As usual, you know me. I'm here today and I'm here for us to have a conversation. And I'm not only here on my own, I've got the lovely show, which is actually our benchmark show at the moment. And it's actually Women's Corner and Men's Point of View. So we'd like to hear all of your point of view as well. If you can share the program for us, we'll really appreciate it. And if you're watching us like after we've come on live, please leave us a comment underneath there. We love you all. We're on YouTube and live on Facebook at the moment. Please share the program. Tell a friend to tell a friend that this is your program whereby we can talk about things that is going on when it comes to relationship. We do all things relationship. And tonight I've got my brothers and my sisters who are my panelists. And I say, well, they're my partners. They're my partners in crime. Let me bring them all in screen and let's talk about this. Let's bring first. Hi, Uncle Carl. How are you doing today?
Oh, I am doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
That's good. You have a good week?
Not bad. Not bad at all. How about
That's
you?
great.
How's your week going?
Oh, it's going great, thank you. It's been an eventful week,
Awesome.
very busy for me this week. It's been a very, very busy week.
Awesome.
Let's go down to Uncle Pascal. Hi, Uncle Pascal. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking.
That's good. It's good to see you again. It's been a while.
Like,
How was
yeah,
your week?
very well. It was great.
That's great. Today's show is based on our conversation from last week's show. So we're going to do a continuation from that last week's show to today's show. I'm looking forward to it,
Okay.
really. Let's go to Auntie
All
Isa.
right.
Hi, Auntie Isa.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
We're fine. How are you doing? We see you out and about shopping again today. Oh, my goodness. You need to send off some of that money. We need the money, Auntie Isa. You can't be doing shopping all by yourself.
I missed you guys last week. I have a private client in town, and so I got to do my job.
That's good. You have to do your love. We're happy you've blessed us, though, to actually be a part of the show today. Thank you ever so much. We appreciate it. Okay, let's all come on screen now and let's see how we can actually work this out. Last week, we had a debate. Auntie Isa was not here, but she was online with us because she was driving then. And last week debate, well, the show actually started off a little bit slow, but then it kicked off as it actually goes towards the end. And we ended up with me and Uncle Pascal. Me and Uncle
I know that's where
Pasino,
you're coming to.
me and Uncle Pasino ended the program last week, whereby I couldn't back off and he couldn't back off really. So we actually decided we are gonna have a continuation of the show this week. But we're gonna continue from where we stopped last week, really. And we're only gonna be online today for 45 minutes because I know we all got a busy schedule after this, actually. Today we're really busy today, including myself. So we're going to continue with that topic. And it was equality in a relationship. That was what we were discussing last week. We're going to continue with it. However, we're going to start off with a man. I think it was like, should a man actually make the final decision? Should a man make a final decision in a relationship? So we're gonna continue with that aspect of it really. So we're gonna start again with the person that benchmarked the program. Let's start it again with Uncle Pasino. He's laughing, Uncle
It's
Pasino.
the way you're saying it makes me laugh.
Uncle Pasino. Let's start again with you. So should a man make the final decision in a relationship? So let's listen to what you've got to say.
Okay. With how we ended it last time, um, I think a strong man, a strong man should make the final decision. That doesn't mean the woman does not have a say. Both of them will make decision together. That's when you were talking about compromise, which I agree. Um, the man and the woman, they should come together, make the decision. I'm talking about big decision, not every decision. There are little decisions the woman can just take on her own, of course, and the man can take on his own. But when it comes to a big, very big decision, both of them will come together. At the end of the day, they come together, come to an agreement and say, yes, let's do it this way. Then the man will not come out and, if it is a project, the man will be the one that will still go to the engineer or whoever and say, yes, this is how we want to do it. So that's what I meant by final decision. Not just the man taking the decision on its own. They both come together as husband and wife, have an agreement, talk about it, and make a decision. Most especially if the man is a man that have a purpose in life. I always talk about leadership. And the woman will always say that if he's spiritually inclined, mentally, and he has everything going on well, the woman will see that. And they come together. The man will definitely ask the wife, honey, what do you think about this? This is what I brought up. They come together, have an agreement. Then at the end of the day, like I said, if it's a project or something else, something big, something major, the man will go out and say, yes, this is what we have agreed. This is what I want us to do. That is what I meant.
That's good. It's good to actually listen to you from that perspective. We're listening. We love to listen to you, Uncle Pasiva. But Auntie
It's good to
Ice, you were
listen.
not here last week, right? Should a man
No,
actually
I
make the
wasn't here
final
last week.
decision in a relationship? We want to hear from you.
I think that is the question you're asking, and it differs from the response that Pascal just gave. A man should never, first of all, I believe if you're going to marry someone, you marry someone you know is capable of making wise choices and making good decisions. For me, and for most women out there, when you marry a man, you're going to entrust certain things in his hands, in his care. You're going to entrust him to make the right decision for the family. Again, it brings us back to having a mission statement for your family. And so if I marry a man, I'm going to trust that, he's going to be respectful enough, see me as an equal, um, to make decisions together. Together. I don't think the man should make the decision for the family by himself. Not at all. It takes two yeses and one no. Period.
I agree with that too. And let's see, I've lost Uncle Carl. You hear what Uncle Pasino said and also what Auntie Ice have actually said. Because I'm going to come with my own opinion, basically. But, Uncle Carl, what do you think? Should a man, from your own perspective, I didn't say back Uncle Pascal, but from your own perspective, right? Should a man be the person to make the final decision in a relationship?
Should a man? It's not the question. Does the man is the question. And yes, the man does make the final decision. I've listened to Uncle Pascal, and I know that I'm going to listen to you in the end. And I'm listening now to Auntie Ice. Well, it's just Isa. Okay. She makes a very valid point. Okay. And I understand what she means by making the decision together, but that's not how it goes. Okay. Bottom line is all this talk that we've had on this show, okay, about women wanting leaders, all that talk about Isa's father having family, he had to make decisions. There was no, imagine if he had to make decisions and four of his family wives would have to, make it together. He would have been all over the place. Okay.
Mhm.
If he doesn't stand to make the decision himself, he would have been torn in four different directions. There's no way that your dad could have made decisions together for women in the household. He had to make the decisions as the man. Now, the only reason he was successful in being a leader and making decisions was because he considered each and every last one of his wives' opinion. They sat down and they discussed it. But the bottom line is whether he agrees with the wife or wives, or he disagreed with the wives, it was him that made that decision. When you sit down and you have a meeting, someone has to say, okay, we will, or okay, we won't. And it's not the woman that says that, it is the man that makes that decision. That's just
Mhm.
the way it is. Okay. And for everyone that's into God, it's Bible. Okay. God puts man underneath him because he made man first. The order is God, man, family. Man is the head of his household. And he stipulates that in the Bible very, very well. If you want to go Bible verses, then yeah. When I stop driving, well, we won't have that time because I'll still be driving. I can take you to the Word of God and how it is. But emotions is what carries things away from the way things should be. It is the man who is the head. Like I said, we had a show, and every woman on the show was agreeing. I don't want a man controlling, but I want him to be a leader. Well, how can he lead? How can a man possibly be titled a leader if he has to be equal in the decision making with the wife? There's no way to lead. Can a man lead with a gentle fist? Yes. Can a man lead with a gentle heart? Yes. Can a man lead by always making his wife feel adequate in the relationship, making sure that she feels that her opinion counts in the relationship? Absolutely. And that's the way Uncle Pascal was saying, or Pascal was saying, yeah, a strong man that really considers his wife and puts that wife in his heart and considers the way I was saying it the same way last week. You have to consider what your wife is saying. Sit down, chew on it, really understand where she's coming from with it. And believe me, there may be, because women are very smart, they sit down, they're analytical, and they do things the right way. They have, for that one plan, 5 different ways to do it. 9 times out of 10, which we're not saying, is that the woman's plan, well, not 9 times out of 10, I'll say 6 times out of 10, the woman's plan is always a better way to go. The way she thinks is a better way to go. And the man would say, okay, we'll go with that. But it's always the man that makes that decision. Simple.
Okay. So,
So
Auntie,
if I may piggy,
go on,
excuse
Auntie
me,
Ice,
please, if
go
I
on.
may piggyback on that, going back to my dad married 4 women who trusted him to make right decisions. 4 women who he saw as equals, but they trusted him to make the right decisions at all times. Not that he did not consult them, he consulted with them, he considered their input, but at the end of the day, he made the decision.
So,
Okay.
go on, Uncle Pascal.
Okay, so with what Auntie Aisha said, I'm surprised when she said at first that what I said is not in tune with what the question is, and I think she's coming back to the same
I know.
idea. A man should make the decision. Like I said earlier, you have to consult your wife. You have to, you guys, it's something you guys would discuss. It can be overnight. She comes to a decision at times, and if she respect the man as her leader, as her husband, she will definitely bring the decision to the man and say, this is what I have. What do you think? Then after they've agreed, they both have to agree so that they can be peace in that home. Once they agree, the man will still be the one that will still go out there and put that decision out. So at the end of the day, the man makes. And like what Uncle Carl said, really a lot of women will say they want a man that can lead. And how can you lead without you controlling? Not controlling, but you have to control the home. If for you to do that, one, you have to be a strong man. When I say strong man, not you having muscles, a man that thinks well, a man that has vision, a man that has purpose in
Mm-hmm,
life. And when a woman says
mm-hmm,
this, she will be willing to go to that man and share her thoughts with the man and believe that the man will make the right decision. So at the end of the day,
yeah.
the man still makes that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
But at the
Uncle
end of the
Khan.
day, if I may come in,
Go on,
please.
Auntie.
At the end of the day, I believe, like I said before, every man who marries a good woman before making a decision comes to the wife. A good man can and a strong man can never make a decision without consulting with his partner.
Absolutely.
I don't want to personalize it, but I have someone who, even though it's not my money, before he spends it to make a big purchase, he trusts my advice. He trusts what I say to him. He consults with me. In everything he wants to do, he'll say, honey, um, I want to buy this car. It's such and such and such. I just want to run it by you. What do you think? We're friends. But he runs it by me because he knows I have made in the past, when it comes to him, sane and sound decisions, and I've never steered him wrong. So it has to be, you have to have that relationship with your partner. You have to have had that trust with your partner. It doesn't come overnight, but you have something to fall back on. Like, okay, I remember the time when he suggested we, make a large investment, and we did. We yield the profits off of that. So I mean, it's a relationship between partners. It's a trust relationship between partners. So to say at the end of the day, there is no man who makes, maybe in Africa, but there is no man who makes a decision by himself. That is why when you go to bed with your wife, that's where you have pillow talks. That's where you agree and disagree. That is where you sort of like, so to speak, pitch whatever it is you want to do to your partner. So,
Thank you, Auntie Ice. I was waiting for that really, because I don't believe personally that there is a single man that can make a decision. I'm not talking about boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, but I'm talking about a marital relationship. There's no way a man, in my own opinion, is going to make a decision without consulting his wife, and he is going to be the one making the final decision. I disagree with that absolutely 100%. Because I believe in every relationship that we have in this world, if you want to have a healthy relationship, it has to be two ways. It doesn't mean that, the man is overpower over the woman. No, that is not the meaning. But it means that the relationship has to be a healthy one. And when you want a healthy relationship, you have to be able to communicate in a level that both the wife and the husband understand. So, Uncle Pasino, coming back to last week, I personally don't believe that a man should have the final say in any relationship. I believe that a relationship should work both ways. A relationship should be both ways. It should be whereby the man be able to talk to the partner and says, "Hey, honey, this is the decision. We want to buy a house, and this house that we want to buy, it's in so and so area. I've come up with a fund for us to buy it, but do you think that this area is good enough for us to actually live? Because you have to consider the kids and everyone else." And the wife might say, "Oh no, I don't really like it." But if the wife don't like it, is it for the husband to say, "No, I really like it, so we're gonna live in that same property just because it's my
Excuse
decision"?
me.
So,
Excuse me
Uncle
for a moment.
Pascal, I absolutely don't believe personally that a man, I respect a man in a household. I respect a man as the head of the house. I respect a man as the head of the family. The man make a decision, yes. But to say the man has to make a final decision, no. I don't believe it personally. I believe in every relationship that we are, it's about give and take. It's about two ways communication. You always say the word, Uncle Pastino. You're big on communication. When it comes to communication, it's your number one goal. You're always saying it's communication, communication, communication. So if communication is your number one goal, right? Why is it that when it comes to decision making, according to you, the man have to make the final decision in a relationship? I believe it has to be two ways you communicate, with each other. So, Uncle Pascal, can you enlighten me a little bit from an African perspective, right? From a typical African man perspective, how you come to a conclusion that a man is the sole one that have to make the final decision of the household? I see Uncle Carl smiling over there.
Okay. So let me say this. So it's not about from African perspective. It's from a man's perspective. It has nothing to do with Africa or US. I'm in the US now. I've been here. I'm a citizen. So I also have the mentality here. Is how I'm brought up. So I'm not going to say from the African perspective, but at the end of the day, I think there's something I don't understand between what we are saying right now. Because, like I said earlier, the man and the woman will have to come to an agreement. They will talk it over. They come to an agreement. But at the end of the day, after they've talked, the man is the one that will still go out there. Let's assume you guys have something you're doing outside, something big, something major. The two of you won't just go at the same time and start talking at once. One person has to lead the role. So I believe the man should lead the role, except you are saying otherwise, the woman has to lead the role. I don't know if that's where the confusion is now, because I think we are all saying the same thing. The man have to take. I agree, women are very smart. They are full of ideas. They have energy. They think fast. But yes, when they have a decision to make, they both come together, talk about it, talk it over, come to an agreement. Then, if it is something, let's say they are going for an investment or whatever, the man is the one that will also still lead the role. The man is the one that will come out and talk, except if I don't know what kind of relationship that is, except when the man is talking, the woman will just jump when the man is talking and say, no, this is how I said we should do it. No, it won't work that way. That is where a lot of problem comes in. Because if we say we are one and we've talked this thing over at home and have agreed, you get it, and at the end of the day we come out, you are not allowing me to talk, and you're calling me your leader, you're saying, oh, he's the one that leads, there will be problem there. So I feel when I say final decision, it's not just the decision. The final decision means both of you have agreed as man and woman, husband and wife. But when you're out there, then the man is the one that is going to put the decision out there. So that's how I
Okay, I
see it.
understand where you're coming from now, Uncle Pascal. Now, if you explain it in that manner, I could actually accept it. No. The
That's
way
what
you just
I'm saying.
explain it, actually, I could accept it. But the way it was earlier on from the previous show, I couldn't accept it. So basically, you're saying the man and the woman have to come to an agreement. They have to come to an agreement before, like when you're going outside. Yeah, if you're portraying it like when you're going outside in the public, I could 100% give you that, because the man has to be the lead. The man has to be in control. The man is the head of the household. But when it comes to like final decision, I don't believe the man is the one that's usually making the
Actually,
final decision. That was where the misunderstanding came. Yes, because I believe in
Calabash,
communication. I
There
believe
is there
two
is no
people have to
misunderstanding
communicate.
to it. We're saying
I
the
don't
same
get what
thing,
the man is.
and I just don't get it to where women and men are not talking the same language. We're all saying the same thing.
Yeah,
Pasino and I both said that we have to sit down and talk it out.
that was
Okay,
exactly what I said
we
here as
have to
well.
hear the woman out. But
Yeah,
where I disagree with Calabash Princess, she is the one who wants to make the decision because she wants what she
No,
wants.
no, no,
No,
I
you
no,
just said
absolutely
that you don't
no.
believe, you said that you don't believe that the
I
man is the one that makes the final decision.
No. I
yes,
didn't
Absolutely
say I
not.
didn't
Your
believe.
words
No,
were
Uncle Pasino,
absolutely
Uncle
not.
Carl.
You did say that.
No, I
That was
didn't
your
say I
words.
didn't believe.
We will go back and listen to this
We
program when it's
will.
over, and I want you to hear your own words.
We will.
You feel that the woman should be the one that's making
No, I
the
didn't say
decision.
that. Nope, I
that's
didn't
the
say
question.
that.
But
That's why
it's the man that makes the final decision in
it's
all
simple
circumstances. It's not
because
meaning that
that is
he's not going to consider what his wife is saying. I just said even earlier, I said 6 times out of 10, the woman is the one that has the better decision that the man rolls with. But still, it is his decision to say, okay, we're rolling with it. That's all I'm saying.
and, and that is how you can show respect to your man. You understand? The man respects you first by listening to you, by bringing the opinion to you, because he trusts you as the wife. He trusts you as that you make a good judgment. But at the end of the day, when you go out there, I don't think it's fair for the woman talking while the man is sitting there. If you both go out, the man will be the one that will bring all the whatever you guys have agreed on and put it out there. So that means he's the one making the final decision. And I'm also surprised when Auntie Aisha, because Auntie Aisha words is, I don't know, is here and there, because she said yes, the father was the one that makes the final decision because the women, they trust him. And at the end of the day, she also said that she doesn't believe a man should make the final decision. So I'm confused.
Yeah, she
And that's
was
the reason,
bouncing back and forth.
yeah, and that's the reason why I asked, are you ladies now saying you guys have to make the final decision? Because one person in both relationship has to make a final decision. That is
Okay,
where the
Uncle Pascal,
let me finish, please.
let me
Can I
actually
finish?
tell
Can I
you,
finish? Can I
according to
finish?
my
Because
understanding.
that is where the understanding is. The two of you, nobody has to be there as husband and wife. Make an agreement, make a conclude decision. Then when you're out there, the man makes the decision out there. That's
Okay,
my
Uncle
point.
Pascal, let me go back and see what the viewers are actually saying. Let's interact with them. But I just want to reaffirm and confirm that I never said a man should not make the final decision. What, Uncle Carl, stop laughing. What I said a
She
man
said it.
should not be the one making the final decision because it has to be a
What's the
two-way
difference?
communication. No, it has to be a two-way
What's the
communication.
difference?
There's a
What's
difference.
the difference between a man does not make the final decision and the man should not be the one who makes them? What is the difference in that?
There's a difference.
Please help me
Uncle Carl.
understand the
There's
English
a
in
difference. The way Uncle Pascal actually explained it, that's when you go
that.
outside the house and go in public, yes, the man is the lead. So he has to be the one talking. He has to be the one delivering
Oh,
whatever decision
so the
they've
man
made.
is just a trophy.
The
He's
final,
just a
that is the
trophy for the
final.
man.
No,
He's a
Uncle
trophy
Carl.
man. He's a
Uncle
trophy
Carl.
husband. You only gonna pretend to be the lead when you in
No,
public. But
Uncle
when we at
Carl.
home,
That's
when we
not
at
the way
home,
it
I'm the
is.
woman. I'm the
That is not the way it is. That's not the way it is. Absolutely no.
That's the
What
way she
I'm
hey
trying to say is
Pasino,
this.
that's the way she's saying it, man. You hear her right?
No, you guys not gonna beat me
You
up
are
here today.
undercover. You are
That is not the
undercover
way
leader.
it
You
is.
hear her right?
It
She
has to be
says
a
men are only
compromise.
undercover leaders. It's a public thing. You're only out there to pretend to be the leader. Cause at home, bruh, you better do what I say. You hear her right?
Yeah,
No.
that's how it sounds.
No.
That's how it sounds.
Okay, can I land? Can I give my own decision? Can I actually say what I'm about to say without you guys beating me up today? You guys came prepared.
You are alone.
I
This
love
time.
it. They came prepared for me today. Okay, let me just say this, right? I don't believe a man should make a final decision. I keep saying it. I believe it's a compromise. A man and a woman have to come together, compromise, talk about things, and then come to a decision. Especially when it comes to a big life decision, there needs to come to a compromise, not a man controlling. To me, when a man is making all the decision, that means you live in a controlling relationship. Because a
See
controlling
how she don't bounce back
relationship,
to this controlling thing
a
now?
controlling
Right?
relationship is where a man make the final decision. Like, okay, this is what you have to
No.
do. But when it's a
No.
compromise in a relationship, then the man and the woman have to talk about it, come together,
Okay.
and make a decision. Okay, let me
Okay,
go
so
back to the
let me
public.
ask you.
Let me
No, no,
go
no,
to
no.
what
But
the
before you go,
public is
let me
saying.
go. Wait. Before you go to the public, I want to ask you a question. When
Go
a
on, Uncle
man and
Carl.
a woman comes together to compromise in making a decision, who comes up with the decision?
Both party came up with a
How?
decision because they actually sit down and
If you and
discuss
I
it.
are going,
They sit down
okay,
and
so
discuss the decision. They sat down and they
understood,
discuss it.
understood,
They sat
understood.
down.
But if you and I, my wife, can you hear me? My wife, can you hear me? You, my wife now. Me and you
Yes,
are husband and
I'm
wife.
listening.
And
Sure.
right now, we have a disagreement
Yes, sir.
on who makes the decision.
Absolutely.
So, according to this show, and according to the last show, and according probably to the next show, we would never ever come to terms and compromise and make a decision. It would not happen. So, who will finally make the say? Is all I'm asking.
I believe it's about compromise. If you sit down and have a
Okay,
good
once again,
communication, that is where communication comes in.
once again, we spent 40 minutes trying to compromise last time. We're about to go through
Wow.
another
Okay, let me go back
30
and speak
minutes.
to the public. Let's see
Oh,
what the
see, she
public
don't want
have
to
to
answer
say.
the question.
No, I've answered the question, Uncle Carl. It's compromise. Communication is big. When you communicate in a rightful manner with your partner, I believe you come to a decision. But if you don't communicate in a way that the partner can understand you, then a decision is never going to be made. But when you communicate, communication is very key to everything we do in life. So a decision in a relationship has to come from both parties, not just one-sided. So I don't believe in that. Let's go back
If you have
to
two
the
people,
public.
if you have
So
two
let's
people
see
who's
what
not agreeing,
so let's see. Let's get a comment over here. So we actually
she
say
needs help.
Jerry.
Don't go looking
Oh,
for one to help
Uncle
you. Say
Jerry
it all out.
says, okay, let's listen to what Uncle Jerry say. Uncle Jerry say, what does it mean when we say the man should lead? So that is a good question. What does it mean when we say a man should lead? And then Uncle Jerry say, I disagree with Pasino. Oh my goodness, for once somebody disagree with Uncle Pasino today.
You see, she out of all those comments in there, she went to the one
Uncle
that
Jerry
agrees with
says,
her. You see
I
what I'm saying?
disagree with Uncle Pasino. Then Uncle Jerry again
Ah.
say, what if the woman suggested is wrong? As far as the man is concerned, who then makes the final decision? Okay, that's a good one. So,
Okay, can you answer that, please?
what if the
Princess
woman's
Calabash.
suggestion is wrong? So if the woman's suggestion is wrong, then the woman have to admit that my suggestion is wrong, and the man have to come into place. That is where communication comes in. Because when you communicate in the rightful manner with your partner, right, you really, really communicate well. Uncle Pasino, you have to bring your camera the other way around. When you
Yes, I don't
communicate,
know like this. I really don't know.
okay, it's okay. When you communicate in the rightful manner, right, with your partner, then you understand the wrongdoings of your partner. So if let me say, for example, I'm your wife, and then as Uncle Carl said, let's pretend today that I'm Uncle Carl's wife. If Uncle Carl's come up with something, right, and I made the wrong decision, it's Uncle Carl's place to tell me, oh, babes, I think what you're saying is wrong. Can we do it in this other manner, this other way around? And then I'll be like, okay, Uncle Carl, I agree with you there. Uncle Carl will then be like, okay, so this is going to be our decision for the family. But not Uncle Carl coming to tell me, this is the decision, this is how it's going to be. To me, it's a controlling relationship. That's the way I'm saying it from my lens. From a different lens
So
where the
this
man
is-
is seeing it is completely
this-
different.
so
But
this-
from the lens
so
where I'm
this is
seeing it,
just-
I'm seeing it as a control in relationship. For a man to
Hey, now
always
she
be the
going
one
back to
making the final
controlling thing.
decision.
It's amazing. It's amazing how it's always pointed that the man is being controlling, when even right now, as people are witnessing you controlling this whole show by not even letting us get everything out, just controlling the whole show. Talking about being
That is the
controlling, she's taken over. Go ahead, Uncle Pasino.
Yeah, I think this is the problem we see in this society. Women don't want to allow men to lead anymore.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
they disguise it saying, I want a man that can lead. No. Most women
No,
don't want
that's false.
a man that can lead. Not at all. Because if you like what Mr. Jerry is asking, how can a man lead? How does a man lead? It's simple.
A woman
One,
wants
you
a
have
man
to
who
show.
leads in a relationship.
Again, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
don't say that
Every
no
woman
more.
say that.
Don't say that no
Wait,
more.
A
let
woman
me
wants a
finish.
man who leads in a relationship,
Carl,
but not a man who makes
Mr.
all the
Can I
decision in a
finish?
relationship. It has to be two
Can I
ways.
finish, please?
Hey, that's
So
false
that I don't
advertisement
stop
right
that
there. You say.
train of thought, please. So
I'm sorry.
women will say they
Pasino.
want a man that leads, that a man that can lead. And if you have a man that can lead, I believe this is where submissiveness comes in again. A lot of women are no longer submissive because they
Hey,
feel
you dig?
no.
Hey,
When they think you are being submissive, they will call it no. He's trying to control me. How now women, what women really, what the way it is put in the Bible and the way it has been all along, women needs to be loved. A man should love a woman, respect the woman. We as men, what we really want from women It's just respect. How do you respect us? You bring, okay, let's go back to this same agreement and we'll go back to equality. I think it's all connected.
Yes.
How do you respect me as a man? You bring a suggestion. Like I said, women are very smart, full of ideas, and a strong woman needs a strong man that can actually lead. It only turns around when the man is not strong. She is stronger. Then if she leads, then that's fine. That is on that
But a woman
man.
should never lead a relationship. A woman have to be
No,
the
many
submissive
women
one.
do that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Many women do that. Like I said, it depends. Life is all about choice. If you go choose the wrong man, then you're gonna deal with that. If you're a man, you choose the wrong woman, you deal with that. You understand? But like that's why I always use the word a strong man. A strong man is a man that has that leadership skill,
Absolutely.
that has a vision, that has purpose in life. And if you're a submissive wife, you will know, you can tell, oh, my man, that is my man. You'll be proud of him. That's
Absolutely.
the respect a man wants. And for you to be a submissive woman, for you to show that respect to that man, when you guys have like a big decision to make, and you are in your bed, you are in your house, the comfort of your place, you discuss these ideas. The man a leader will listen. That's one thing. A strong man will listen. Being a strong man doesn't mean you have to overrule or scream on the
Now
woman.
you're
No,
talking
that's
my
not what I call
language.
a strong man. That's not a strong man.
That's all
That's
we
a
were
weak
saying to
man for me.
begin with.
But for you to be a strong man, you have to listen to her, listen to her ideas, because sometimes women ideas are really powerful. Listen to her, agree. Let's assume her idea is the best, and you agree. But when you go out there, who is going to do the talking? Miss Calabash, I'm asking you, who do you expect to do the
I
talking?
expect my man to do the talking for me, but that
So
doesn't mean the
meaning,
man have to make the final
okay,
decision. The
hold on,
decision
hold on.
came from between me and my
Can I
man
finish?
together. No,
See,
Uncle Pascal, you guys are getting it
right.
wrong. You
I only
ask a
ask you a
question.
question so that I can finish. When I finish, then you can talk, man.
You ask a question, so I
This is
just
what
listen,
we're
answered.
saying.
Take
Anyway,
control.
so
Take
when you're
control,
out
Pasino.
there, I don't know why my camera is moving. Come on. See? Then when you're out there, wow. Okay, cool. So when you're out there, if you agree that the man should be the one to make that decision out there, at the end of the day, the man is the one making the final decision. Well, if the man does not agree with what you say and you guys go out there and you make the decision, meaning you are the one making the decision. Like I said, somebody has to play the role when you're out there. That's how you're going to show your man that respect. But if you're out there, the man is talking and you want to talk over him, no, this is not what we said. This is how we. No, that means you are not even respecting that man. Like I said, what we want as men is respect. And what we're going to show our woman is love. And when you love a woman, meaning you're respecting the woman as well. So I feel a man should make the final decision. That's where the argument is. And if you're saying the man will not make the final decision, you're talking about compromise. Who makes the final decision? The two of you can't just make the final decision. Two of you will make the decision, but somebody will make the final one. That doesn't mean it is the man's decision. It can be the woman's decision, but the man is going to be the one to finalize it. That's my take there.
I love what Uncle Pasino just said. When you
Hold on,
explain
wait,
it
wait.
in that
Hold on,
manner,
wait, wait,
it
wait, wait,
makes me
wait.
understand it
Wait.
better.
Hold up, hold up. Now let me ask this question.
Calabash will
Is
deal
it
with you
because
today.
So there,
is
you
it
guys are ready
because
for
I
me.
am also now we don't want to if it's is it because I'm
No,
American and the way no, let me finish now. Is it because I'm American and the way I talk? It's not my words the same as what Pasino is saying. How is it that you understand what he's saying? And I'm saying the same thing.
Uncle Cal,
I just want to know, is it the way I
it's the
speak?
same thing we are saying, Mr.
no, Uncle
Cal.
Cal, we
Exactly
all
the
saying
same
this.
thing.
Listen, we're saying the same
No,
thing.
I'm messing with Princess. I gotta mess with her right now.
Today,
So
you
let me
guys
mess.
came for
Okay.
me.
Stay out of this, Pasino. So is it the way I speak? Because he just said the same thing, but when he said you understand it, when I said you want to pick a fight, I just want to know.
Uncle Cal, we've been on this for 2 months now.
See,
I pick a fight with
I'm
both of
feeling.
you.
No, the day you picking a fight with me more than the oh, I get it. Hey, Pasino,
Yeah.
the next week might be your turn, so be prepared. You see, she take turns on who she attack on the show. That's what it is, man.
I know you're going to support me.
Okay, today I agreed. Both of you came for me in full force. Full force. You were prepared. It's like you actually, to me, it's like both of you actually spoke about it offline before coming in. Like today we're coming for Francis. We're coming for Princess Calabash. I get it. I understand it 100%. But I still stick with my gut feeling. When it comes to making a decision, because a man makes, the way Uncle Pasino actually said it, when a man goes outside in the public, obviously the woman have to respect the man. The woman have to give the man ultimate respect. I don't believe in 50-50 in a relationship. No, I believe the man is the lead in the relationship. But when it comes to decision making of the household, I just believe it has to be equal. Because the woman have to be in agreement with every decision that comes from the house. A man should not just come, oh, babes, we're going to do this. And the woman just get up like, oh, yes, darling. To me, that is a dominant relationship. But when a man and a woman discuss properly, they come to an agreement with whatever is going on in their life, or especially when it comes to big decision. To me, it makes sense. It's better. But when it comes one way, that a man should always make the final decision, because that was last week. Last week, that was what we started with. A man making the final decision in the relationship. I believe it's communication. It's two ways communication. I believe that a woman, people might say, oh, I'm not controlling. I believe a man is the head of the household. I believe the man is the one that definitely is the one that makes the decision in the house, but not the final decision. There have to be a compromise. A man and a woman, I see Uncle Pasino laughing there, Uncle Cal smiling. A man and a woman have to be together, talk everything out together. Then the man said, okay, baby, I understand with you. This is the decision for the house. I don't believe it has to be a
Can I
one-way
quickly
thing.
chip in?
Well, you
Can I quickly
just
chip
you
in?
Go on,
just
Uncle,
said
Uncle Pasino, I'm listening.
you just aha.
Yeah. So if the camera can just be on me, because once it's
Okay,
three,
I've
I
got
don't
it.
know
I'll
what's
put it
wrong with
there.
the camera. Yeah. So
It's
you
because
just
I
said,
set it with 4 people. That was right.
yeah. So you said something about dominant, and I keep hearing that. I want to know what is wrong with the word dominant. I just tried to Google it. Now, dominant simply means most important, powerful, or influential. And it also said, okay, let me put it with my own terms. Let's forget about the Google thing. I think in a relationship, one person has to dominate the other. Of course, this is how I say it. And I've always said I'm always here to learn, listen, and educate. So I'm open to learning. So if I'm wrong, I can be corrected as well. But I feel in a relationship, one person has to be dominant. And like as you said earlier, for you to be a strong man doesn't mean you have to raise your voice over a woman, your other significant, or want to control her in a negative way, which I call manipulation. But for you to be dominant, you have to be able to control your family. The man has to rule over the family. Do I use the word? Okay, the man has dominion over the family. The wife have dominion over the children. I think that is how it is structured. But that doesn't mean the man has to manipulate the woman or take control of her negatively. So when we use the word dominant, that means you are saying, basically saying, it has to be equality, it has to be 50-50. Because I also heard you saying you don't believe in 50-50. If you don't believe in 50-50, if it is 60-40, which is, I'm not saying 70-30, 60-40, that means 60 dominates 40. I just want to clear that. And if I'm wrong, you can correct me, please.
I love where you're coming from, Uncle Pascal, and you just actually clarify it. I just don't believe in 50-50 in a relationship, but when it comes to decision making in a relationship, because there are really big decisions that people make in a life when it
No,
comes
I'm
to
talking about
marriages.
dominance now. When
Well, when it comes to
dominance,
we all have this hierarchy involved. You just explain it really clearly. Because in hierarchy, you have God, you have the angels, you have the art. So that's the same thing. Even in England, where I'm from, let me say, not Sierra Leone, in England, you have the Queen, then you have the members of parliament, you have the prime minister, then you have the members of parliament. So
Hmm.
basically, there's always, even in a household, you have the male, you have the female, and then you have let me say in a heterosexual household, you have the man, you have the woman, and then you have the kids. So that is the way society have actually placed it. So I believe in that. And when it comes to dominance in a relationship, the way I was putting it is this: I want to be in a relationship whereby I've got a saying in that relationship. Because one thing
Of
I've
course.
actually seen in a lot of households, why I'm really stressing over this, especially in a lot of African households, I'm from Africa, the man dominates the relationship and the woman's got zero saying in there. The man makes all the decision for the relationship, and that woman don't really have a voice in that relationship. Possibly just because the man is the one that's actually bringing all the income in, which that is the way it's supposed to be in a household. Possibly because that man is the one that actually owns that property, and that woman don't have a say in it. I've seen it so many times, Uncle Pascal. So when it comes to
Yeah.
a relationship, I believe in every decision a man is making when it comes to that relationship, the woman have to be a part of it. The woman have to be in negotiation with every relationship, every decision, I mean, in the relationship. A man cannot just come and like, oh, babes, I've bought us a house, we need to move next day. It's good, I love surprises like that. But however, I would love for my man to come to me and say, hey, babes, this is the decision I'm actually thinking about making. And then we sit down and talk about it and come to a conclusion about that decision. Not the man making the final decision for me, no. I believe it's two-way communication in every decision
Okay,
in
good.
a household. That
Okay,
is the way
good.
I see it, and that's the way I believe in it.
Now that you're bringing it to Africa, let me talk as an African man. Mr. Carl, just give me a minute. You just said
Uncle
that
Carl is frozen right there.
because I am an African, of course, originally. You just said, can you just put the camera on me? Yeah. You just said the way the African mentality or the way the men dominate, most especially because they are the breadwinner, they are the one that is providing everything. And I heard you when you said you like surprises where a man just come and say, you know what, babe, I just got this house. These are women like surprises. But don't you think that man made that decision on its own? That is a good decision. And women would love such decision. But at the end of the day, that man is still the one dominating. But now what I see these days is I think because women are now making money, most women make more than men. That is why we are having this confusion. I am not saying a man should make a decision why the wife does not have anything to say at all. That is manipulation. I don't agree with that. But at the end of the day, the man makes most of the decision if he's the one that is earning more. And
Absolutely.
that's the same thing. That's the same thing we talked about one of our episodes where we talk about should a man be comfortable when the woman earns more than the man. And I remember I said no, that is something that I will not be comfortable with because why? The role is will now be reversed because at the end of the day, the woman would be the one that is in charge. It works for some people. I'm not saying it's bad. It's bad for some people and it's good for some people. It depends on um, who is playing that role. But at the end of the day, I think men should make the final decision. If the woman respect the man, if you respect the man as a man that has wise prospect, wise decision, the man that has value, why would you let the man make the decision? You understand? But the man should always get the wife's counsel, ask the woman of her opinion. Even if the woman has a decision, she wants to do something, it is right for the woman to go meet the husband and say, my darling, or my king, and say, my king, this is what I came up with. What do you think about it? Do we go about it? The man might even say, no, this thing is not good. I don't see it going anywhere. If you respect that man, if he's a man that has been making good decision, will you accept the man to decline your own decision? Princess
Okay.
Calabash.
Uncle Pascal, I'm happy you actually came up with all those conversations. We're coming towards the end of the program now. We're eating our max for 1 hour. We've lost Auntie Isa. We've lost Uncle Carl really today. And Uncle Carl, I love you. And I know you participated in this program really, really well. I'm sorry I've lost you right now. And Uncle Pasino, your points are really valid today. Today you guys came for me
Only
in
today.
full force. You guys definitely you came for me in full force today. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my goodness, they came for me today. Majority of the time I'm well prepared for you too. But today you guys came for me, especially you. I get it, I feel it. And I still stick with the thing that a man and a woman is about communication. It's not about one person dominating the relationship. It's obviously the man is the head of the household, but when it comes to decision making, I just believe the woman should be a part of it as well to make those life changing decisions. That is the way I look at it, and that's the way I say it. We're coming towards the end of the program now. I'll ask, since I've lost Uncle Carl there, I'll ask Uncle Pasino to give his final word to the audience and what he's gonna say.
Okay. I'm glad that you've accepted for once 100% as well. But yes, I think we are all saying the same thing. It's good for as a man if you want to make as a couple. It's good for you both couples to come together, make decision, come to an agreement, view the terms and condition, see the disadvantage and advantage, and I will advise women to always let their man to make final decision. The woman shouldn't make the final decision. Yes, they should compromise. They should. That's the compromise when you come together, have an agreement, talk about it, and agreed together in your comfort zone. Then when you're out there, you let the man take the lead. That's what I mean by making
That's good.
final
Uncle Carl
decision.
is here. It's good thing we got Uncle Carl before we go. Uncle Carl, what is your final word to everyone really?
Final word is just simple. The man is always supposed to consider his wife. He's always supposed to listen to her. And like I said, 6 times out of 10, a woman's decision is some very wise decision. Out of that 10 times, the woman would be 6 times that the man would actually say, okay, we're going to go with this decision. Men always respect your wife, respect what they have to say. They're wise. That's what they're for. Helpmeets. You just can't make the decisions all by yourself. However, the man is the one who makes the conclusion decision to say, okay, we either are going to go it with your way or we're going to go it with my way. And that is my final conclusion. So what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Uncle Carl. Today you guys came for me full force. I understand it. Today you're very prepared for me, the two of you. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my goodness, God, they here, they came, they arrived. I couldn't even land with my words. I understand. Next week, I'm well prepared, and I'm gonna find a topic that's actually gonna get the two of you. I will. I understand that's what you came for me. Anyway, my final words is this, right? In every relationship, there's always the head of the household, which I believe the man is the head of the household. I don't disagree with that. However, when it comes to decision making about the house, both parties needs to be involved. And the man should not always be the one making the final decision. That's my thing. Not that a man should make a final decision, but a man should not always be the one making the final decision. It has to be communication. It has to be a compromise. There have to be two ways. You cannot just be in a relationship whereby a man is the one making the final decision all the time. No, I don't believe in that. I've got very strong views when it comes to relationship. I'm even writing a book about relationship right now, which I did my research very well. And I've got helpers who are helping me with the book. But when it comes to relationship and decision making, I believe communication is the key in everything we do in this life. And I just believe a man and a woman have to come to a compromise, sit down and make really big decisions in their life. But not a man dominating that decision and making that decision solely on their own. I don't believe in that. I believe it's a compromise and it's a two-way thing. It's a two-way stream. That's the way I believe in it. Communication is key. Uncle Pasiva always used this word and said communicate, 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 communication. So I believe in communication. I love you all. Have a blessed week. We'll see you again next week with another topic. And this is Women's Corner, Men's Point of View. We love you all and please share the program. Don't forget to join us next week the same time. Thank you. Stay blessed.
Okay.
Yes.